Hello, this is Dr. Ray Nannis with Optimum Welllness Solutions. Again, we're working our way through the Optimum Welllness Solutions, the owner's manual for the human body. Remember, we've done O and W so far. Now we're at N. The first N is for nutrition. This is a big subject. If you're like me, you've ever gone to a store and literally you start looking at diets, you're going to find everything from Atkins to Zone and everything in between. I know that it's confusing. There's no one correct answer, and that's the thing that I want to start with, is that there is no one correct answer when we come to nutrition, but I want you to start to think about nutrition from a Paleolithic aspect. Now, does that mean paleo diet? Well, yes, to some degree, but the reality is I want you to think about what did our great, 100 times over, ancestors eat, because that's a good place to start, because that is how our genetics developed into what we're supposed to be consuming. I can tell you some of the things that they didn't eat. They did not eat processed foods, they did not eat GMOs, they did not eat a ton of sugar. So those are some of the things that we need to do. Most nutrition aspects are about, well, what do I avoid? How do I avoid all of these things? And I don't want to focus on what we lose to some significant degree. The only thing I'll say on that is we want to minimize to mitigate white sugar, white flour, white rice. If it's white, it's probably not so great for you. That's kind of the simple answer for that. Let's think about how to eat for who you are. In other words, eat what you are. It's not you are what you eat, although that may be true. It's eat what you are. What is your body made out of? The answer, relatively simple. Your body is made out of protein and fat. That's pretty much it. That's what your body is mostly made out of. It's protein and fat. And a bunch of vitamins. A bunch of vitamins run all the chemicals reactions. And we're going to get most of those vitamins from our fruits and vegetables. We're going to get most of the proteins and fats from animal products. Can you be a healthy vegetarian? The answer is yes, but the vast majority of vegetarians I meet are not vegetarians, they're carnivores. In other words, they've replaced meats and proteins with carbohydrate. By that I mean the unhealthy carbohydrates, your breads and pastas and rices and things along that lines, or they're replacing it with something even worse, which is soy. If you really want to mess up your immune system and your endocrine system, the part that runs all of the organs in your body, add soy in. Eliminate that as well. That's one more thing we want to minimize as well. So, eat what you are. Take a look at what your body is. We're mostly meat and fat. So I believe very strongly that we should have that as a predominant portion of our diet. If you were to look at your plate, I want you to take a look at it and say that maybe about 30%, and this could be plus or minus a little bit, but about 30% of your plate should be healthy animal proteins. Now, here's the challenge. You are what you ate. Does that make some sense? In other words, if you have a cow that grazed in the grass and spent its life out underneath the sun, that's one thing, versus that same cow that was fed grains, like corn, which a lot of the animals are. If your animal ate a bunch of the grains, guess what they are made out of? If you're eating a bunch of grains, that becomes a problem. You are what you ate, and we're going to eat what you are. Really simple concept. So about 30% or so of your plate, we want to take a look at mostly healthy proteins and fats. Don't trim off all the fat. The fat's vital. In fact, it's what our brains are made out of. Remember, my entire concept is about how healthy do we get your brain. The rest of your plate should mostly be fruits and vegetables, about 70 to 90%, kind of depending on the meal. So 70 and 90% fruits and vegetables. The more fresh the fruits and vegetables, the better. The more organic, the better. Yes, there's debate out there, but everything that I've seen, really, if we start looking at the details of it, organic fruits and vegetables are worth the price. Yes, I recognize that it's more expensive to eat from an organic level, but it's a lot more expensive to get sick. Take one trip to the hospital every couple of years and put that against a little bit larger grocery bill. Does everything need to be organic? No. But I want you to look at the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. You can look those up online. I'll give you links to those below this video or someplace close to that. The point of the matter becomes is that if we'll focus on those ideas, there are choices that we can make that, yes, might save some money, but the closer to eating what our grandparents, our great-great-great-grandparents ate, is going to help our body get into that optimum health and wellness zone. In addition to that, I'm a big fan of checking your body. We have a really cool scan and a process available called the Zytoscan, where we can electronically identify, is there something that your body needs? And that's a really big help. So if you haven't scheduled for one of those yet, please take a moment, schedule for the Zytoscan. All you have to do is call the office and say, hey, I need to get my nutrition checked, and we'll be able to take it from there. This is Dr. Ray Nannis with Optimum Wellness Solutions. I am your Wellness Wizard, and I look forward to walking down the path of health and wellness with you.